The Jurassic World franchise is back for an all new film, Rebirth. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. An expedition braves isolated regions to extract DNA from three massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. Going into Jurassic World Rebirth, I was hoping that it would be better than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, and I had really high hopes for this film. A great cast behind it with Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, a great director, and Gareth Edwards as well. Luckily, this is much better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. But this isn't without its flaws. It isn't the best Jurassic World film, but certainly isn't the worst. The best thing about this film is definitely the action within it. Gareth Edwards is able to capture the size of this world. And going to this island to extract DNA from three different dinosaurs, you really feel the intensity, the urgency surrounding this mission. And Gareth Edwards is able to capture the scope of it all. Going from one mission to the other, he's able to highlight how big some of these dinosaurs really are, and capturing the characters' amazement by looking at these dinosaurs. He's really able to hone in on the size of not only the mission but the dinosaurs themselves. And once you get past your typical setup of a Jurassic World film and all of the characters, it really dives deep into some really gritty action. This reminded me much of Jurassic Park 3, which is one of my favorite Jurassic Park films. This had some more horror elements to it, some really creepy designs for some of the characters, some haunting scenes throughout the film. But what I loved about Jurassic Park 3 is that it had a very simple story and a lot of action to it. And that's what Rebirth is that it's quite simple story, a fairly thin storyline, but it really able to amp up the action. And you have different missions and obstacles along the way, but the cast all navigates through it all with a lot of great action. From the T-Rex to the Mosasaur, there is a handful of different dinosaurs in this film, and by having different dinosaurs, you're able to have different styles of action scenes and different thrills along the way. But one scene I was really looking forward to was the D-Rex, which was this mutant dinosaur that they were creating in the beginning of the film. I do think that the end seemed a little bit rushed. It wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it was going to be, but the D-Rex was absolutely terrifying and brought more of that horror element to the film. The cast is great in here as well. Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, they all work well within this film. They attempt to have some backstory for some of the characters like Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali and them knowing each other in the past. I didn't think that it added so much to the characters, but it was nice to see a little more personality come out for them. I think this film would have been so much better if it wasn't for a storyline involving a family that seemed so forced into the film, and it really just kind of threw me off. Manuel Garcia Rolfo, who I most recognize from Netflix show The Lincoln Lawyer, he is lost out at sea with his two daughters and his oldest daughter's boyfriend, and they get picked up and they join the adventure within the film. These characters, the four of them, are quite obnoxious. They are ungrateful. They start demanding things right after they are picked up at sea, and they just make some poor choices along the way. And it really seems like those characters are a little bit unnecessary. If you would have took those four characters out of the film, it would have been so much better, and you really could have just honed in on some of the action and the characters and the mission of extracting DNA from three different dinosaurs. I didn't really feel the importance of any of those characters, the reasoning for them being there in the first place. It really just seemed out of place, and the characters I just did not vibe with. But what you expect from a Jurassic World film is definitely the action from the dinosaurs, and this film does deliver. Everything else seems to be more paper thin. The development for the characters, some minor characters along the way, even the storyline, it's just simple. that we now live in a world where no one really cares about dinosaurs. The museum that they work at in the beginning of the film has only sold a dozen tickets compared to people waiting outside in line. No one cares about dinosaurs anymore. And how can we use the DNA from them to kind of further medical breakthroughs? That's a very simple story and it does work, but you don't have much growth for the characters. I really didn't care much for them. The story just all felt really thin, but the action definitely is there. And Gareth Edwards is able to capture the scope of it all. I still love that characters go see dinosaurs out in the wild, and it's truly amazing. And they're able to have that awe-inspiring moment, very similar to the very first Jurassic Park film. So I love that even though we are many years after the first Jurassic Park film, there are still characters in this universe that still love seeing dinosaurs out in the wild, and it really means something to them, which was a nice touch to this movie. Jurassic World Rebirth is not a groundbreaking Jurassic Park film. It certainly isn't the worst one either. It's just kind of there in the middle. Has a very simple storyline, doesn't do much with its characters, but definitely does deliver on the action and some terrifying moments along the way. Go ahead and give Jurassic World Rebirth a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Jurassic World Rebirth. Have you guys seen it by chance? So what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.